to meow. Have to meow. Today what we're going to make is pumpkin pie. Now what you need is a small sweet pumpkin, not the carving kind, even though you can eat the flesh inside, it's a bit more fibrous. This one is more sweeter. Now you're going to need 500 grams of dessert pastry, half a teaspoon grated nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon salt, 2 beaten eggs, and 200 ml of evaporated milk, 140 grams of castor sugar, and 25 grams of melted butter. Peel your pumpkin, pull out all the seeds. You can keep a few seeds as decoration, and then chop it up. Boil it for between 8 to 10 minutes and then let it cool down. But the first thing we're going to do is roll out the pastry. Sift a little bit of plain flour. Now the flan tin I've got is 23 centimetres, so you want to roll it big enough for that. Now you want the thickness to be roughly the size of the thickness of a pound coin. Then you carefully lift it over the top and then just push it into the edges. And then what you do with your rolling pin, just go round and cut off all the excess bits around the edge. Now the oven has been preheated on 180 degrees. And then what you do is get greaseproof paper, put over the top. We're going to blind bake it for 15 minutes. So you put in some cooking beans just to hold that down. And I leave it in the oven for 15 minutes. Now while that's cooking, we're going to blend the, I mean they're soft enough you can mash them with a fork, but I'm just going to put it in the blender. Blitz! Now you can buy canned pumpkin if you don't want to go to all the bother of heating it and mashing it and whatever. You pour your evaporated milk in a bowl, salt, cinnamon and nutmeg. Then you stir it all in. And the sugar, it's castor sugar this. Now what we're going to do is put the 2 beaten eggs in and the melted 25 grams melted butter. Then you put all the pureed pumpkin in and you just blitz it up a bit again. Another stir and then you just leave it until your flan case is ready, so you can just sit back and do nothing at the minute, just have a little break. Right, let's wash. Okay, then once it's lightly browned and kind of biscuity, take it out of the oven and then you increase your oven to 220. Then you wait for your base to cool down a little. Doesn't have to be freezing cold, but you leave it before you put your liquid in. Right, once your flan case has cooled down, you pour the mixture into your flan case. Now it's better to put it on one of these baking sheets because to transfer it to the oven with the liquid will be easier. Okay, now you leave that in for 10 minutes, then reduce to 180 and cook it for another 35 to 40 minutes. Once you poke a knife into it and bring it out clean, then it's ready. While we're waiting for that, oh hang on! No, what did you tell me? Here's one I made earlier, because you have to wait for it to cool down. I made like a little spider thing, like with black icing and white icing. Also, with some of the pumpkin seeds, what I did was I put sugar over the top and roasted them for 10 minutes, and you can eat those. Obviously, if you're not going to have a spider on top, if it's not Halloween, then you can just put more of the seeds on. And here's another spider I made earlier. They're not the bestest of spiders, but it doesn't matter. Right, also I forgot to say earlier, if you can't get hold of pumpkin, like the sweet pumpkin, you can use butternut squash. And what else? Oh, and I did tell you about the seeds. And any leftover pumpkin you've got, what I do is cut it into chunks like that, put it in a baking sheet, toss them in a bit of olive oil, a bit of oregano, and 10 minutes before the end just drizzle a little bit of honey on, and it does really taste nice, so quite sweet, and it's supposed to be good for you anyway. Right, we're going to cut a slice, move the thing out of the way, the spider. You can serve this with a little extra thick whipped cream on the side. So yeah, you can make little tiny spiders as well if you want to decorate a little bit more. We're going to taste it. My nose is in the way. Very nice. Quite sweet but delicious. So give it a try. I forgot to say, use a loose bottomed flan tin so that when it's cooked and cooled down, you can lift it up from the middle to put it on the plate.